Welcome to Sistah Speak The Last of Us, where we discuss the very last episode of The Last of Us from a sister's point of view. I am Sistah LM.
I'm Sistah J.
I'm Sistah A.
And I am Sistah K, and welcome to episode 16. Let's get started. Hello,
This
hello.
is it.
Number 7.
Last episode of the season.
The
Before we
last.
get into this episode 7 titled Convergence, let's talk about what we are lipping, sipping, and swagging with today.
All right, I will start us off. I'll be super quick. For my drink, I just have some water that I had in the freezer, so it's got a lot of ice chips in it. And I have it in our Sistah Speak koozie.
Yay!
Love it.
Yeah.
Love
Nice.
it.
No swag on today. And on my lippy, I have on the NYX Suede lipstick. It's called Clinger, and it's a bright, hot pink.
I
Yes,
like
it is. Wow.
Is it matte?
It is matte,
Okay.
very, very matte. So on top, I have on my Vaseline Rosy Lips
Oh,
for
nice.
some moisture.
Moisture.
Yes.
Looking good.
Thank you, thank you. And that's it for me.
Okay, for me, let's see. For my bling, I have my beautiful blingy J on. Thank you, Sistah A. And my Soul Sister bracelet. Thank you, LM. And let's see. That's it. And
And then
then
you
for
did
my
have bling on.
Not Soul Sisters.
yeah,
Oh.
not the Soul Sister. See,
It's a
I
different
caught
one.
that because I saw that on her wrist. See,
It was a
I have
little
other
wrist.
bling on.
you wasn't paying attention. Okay, and then for my drink, I have my authentic Yeti Sistah Speak tumbler. Thank you, Sister LM, with my Sistah Speak name on it, and I have some nice cold Sprite in there
Ooh.
Mm.
because it's hot down these pots. Okay, and my lippy, I pulled out my comfort lippy because I didn't want to be bothered with finding a new one since this is the last episode. So it's my Milani Rose Film,
Oh, yeah.
number 42 Rose Film.
Nice.
Your signature.
That's
Yes.
hey, that's my fave of all of them. And my Avon Glimmer Sticks lip liner in
In.
chocolate. That's it for me.
Okay, I'll hop in next. You know, I've got my awesome sauce Sistah Speak pink Yeti
Mhm.
with today an appropriately length straw.
Yes.
Yes, you
I believe
do.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What
So
you
now-
got in there?
Poke my eye out, just some iced water.
Okay.
And I have a second water, my fancy water, in my Sistah Speak koozie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And on there, I've got a Schweppes black cherry
Ooh.
seltzer
You know-
water.
I'm
Mm.
gonna have to find that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look
It's
for
nice.
that.
They have some nice flavors. You can
Okay.
get it on sale.
Okay.
And then
Where are you
for
getting
my-
it at?
Oh, just at the regular market.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can find it down in your
Okay.
parts as well. For my lippy today, I was inspired by the CoverGirl Outlast All Day. I think LM was wearing this last week.
Yeah.
So this is the number 559, which is a plumberry.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like it.
So I
Yeah.
popped that on and did the for a minute.
A minute. Yeah.
Let it set, and then you pop on the top coat,
Yeah.
and you're good to go.
Mhm.
Good to go.
Good to go. And then for my blings and swags and such, I too have my Soul Sister bracelet on today. And I have on my Cursive Rose Gold on here with my Sistah A. Thank you, Sistah K. And of course, our Sistah Speak baseball hat.
Yes.
And
Nice.
that's it for moi.
I am loving your floral top.
Oh, I thank
Yeah, that's
you.
very pretty.
It's very springy for
Very
today. We had
springy.
a little warm weather here today. So
You gonna
Thank
stand
you.
out. You gonna stand out for the scars, though, girl. In
yeah,
the woods.
that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see I'm not as appropriately dressed as the rest of you, except for my
You're
hat.
not gonna
so
be able to hide.
maybe I can
Mm-mm.
hide
Sure
under my
ain't.
hat.
But she ain't gonna be out there. She ain't gonna be out there like that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know where
Okay,
I'm going to be.
I'll be quick also. I have my Soul Sister bracelet in rose gold. Thank you, Sister LM. My permanent swag underneath. And that's all the swag I have on. For my hydration, I have my Sister Speak Pink Yeti mug.
Nice.
Sister name on it. And I have some of my pineapple Fanta. I found these cute, teeny tiny bottles.
Oh, look, it's miniature.
Very
What ounces
Adorable.
cute.
is it?
12
8,
ounces.
12?
Oh, wow. That's good.
Wow.
Okay.
A regular bottle, I think, is 16. So,
Okay.
Okay.
but I
Hey,
found
gotcha.
these because, soda is high nowadays. So these
Yes.
were cheap. And I said, oh, that's a perfect amount. I don't need any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then for my lippy, I brought out my MAC Locked Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That comes in this, if you're new, it's a newer
Oh,
bottle.
yeah.
Yes.
I like that
Yeah.
container.
Mhm.
Locked Kiss. And this is in the color of, Rain. REIN.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh. Ooh,
Indicator.
wow. It's
Very
like
nice.
purpley.
Yeah.
I
Purple.
like that.
And it is a
Mhm.
matte. And
Okay.
Okay.
it goes on, it's 24-hour lipstick. It goes on really creamy and smooth, but then that sucker gets kind of matte-ish.
Yeah.
So I ended up grabbing my Rimmel Stay Glossy. And this is in the color, this is a different color than I normally use.
Oh.
Savoy Plum.
Ooh.
And I put it on top just to
Ooh.
give it some moisture. And it really
Very-
brought
Okay.
out the purple.
Let me write
It
that
does.
down.
Very nice.
Savoy,
Savoy Plum.
Mhm.
I like the
Yes.
name.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Rimmel.
It's got a sparkle
And that's
to it, too.
Rimmel.
Yeah.
This is the
Okay.
Rimmel Stay Glossy. Me and Sister
Yep.
A like these. I have
Mhm.
2 more of these. I have a clear one and the other one that's our
Oh, our
the one we
signature.
have.
Yes.
Date night.
Yes.
signature.
Date night.
No.
And what was the
Captivate me.
formulation on the
Captivate me.
Mac?
Captivate me.
Yeah. What was the formulation on
Mac
the Mac?
is Locked Kiss.
Powder or
Locked
Locked
Kiss.
Yes.
24-hour. Oh, Lord. Okay, hold on.
There you go.
24-hour
I got it.
lipstick.
I got it.
Yes,
Ooh, I'm gonna
it's
get some of
really
that.
good.
It's
really
nice.
good.
Yeah. I've got one of those too.
I like that color.
I love the
like that.
container.
Thank
And
you.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to tell you that my drink is sitting on my little baby Grogu,
Grogu.
his hover stroller.
Love it.
I love that too. I know. That's so cute.
I graduated to this one instead of the other one.
Nice.
That was such a
Okay.
good show. Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It is. Or it was. I guess it's over, huh?
Yeah, it was. It's over.
Oh,
For good?
Pedro. He leaves all the shows that I like.
Oh, he does. He gets killed at it.
Mhm.
Gets killed or goes up. They turn off the
Spoiler
show or
alert.
something.
Right.
No, he always his characters always get killed.
Okay, well, that's it for me. We can get
Okay.
into the finale of The Last of Us. And it starts off with, it starts off in the theater, Jesse and Dina,
Oh yeah.
and they must have just got back
Mm-hmm.
because the arrow is still in her leg, and he's like, we gotta push this out.
Mm. She's
Can't let it stay in
hollering.
there. Ooh, and that made me
You know that hurt.
Ooh.
You know that hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
bad.
Mm-mm.
It's like,
Ooh.
okay, she's playing the fool out of this because I
But you know what?
don't like it on tape.
They really glad. Okay. The only objection I had to this scene, and that is, most of the time, authentically, when you're shot with an arrow, it's got an end on the end. So most people, if they're going to push it through your leg, they have to break it because some feathers or
Mm.
decoration or whatever's on the end. But in order to make arrows like shoot aeronomically correct, there's always a little triangle or something on the opposite end.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, so there's no way you can just push it straight through because it would snag. So you'd have to break it first. So that's the only
Well, I think they're
thing I
thinking,
had about that.
I'm thinking homemade arrows probably wouldn't have all that on the end of it.
Well, but they didn't look homemade to me. I mean, an arrow's an arrow. You still want it, even if it's just made out of wood and you sharpen it, you still want to make sure that it goes where you shoot it to
Doesn't
go.
that still help you? Doesn't it still help the arrow with the direction? Those things?
Exactly, because that's the part that you put against the thing.
Yeah.
Either way, the shit looks painful.
No, but I'm just saying, I was looking carefully and I thought, somebody should have thought of that, Anyway.
I think you're looking too deep into those details.
Hey.
Yeah, with all that screaming, I didn't notice.
I did.
I didn't pay attention.
Stop. Yeah.
That was the least of my concern. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Get it out. Hurry up.
Yeah.
All that screaming and hollering. Thank goodness there was raining.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There wasn't nobody around.
Right.
It was raining though, so.
Yeah.
But Jessie
They
did
couldn't
look
have
at
heard.
her with a side eye when she was like, I can't die. I can't die. And then when he offered her that alcohol and she said no. And he was like,
He was going to figure it out anyway.
Well, she was going to tell him anyway.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. But it was kind of obvious at that point.
Yeah.
Very.
I think so.
Because otherwise she would have taken a swig.
Yeah, because he's seen her drink before.
Right.
So,
And I wanted to say, that early on, because they circled the block, she said, what, a month or before or something. That early on, I don't think alcohol would hurt the baby like that.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know either.
Not that amount or whatever.
Not that amount, unless
Not
she
like
was
she's
like
getting blitzed
tearing
or
it
something.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the way for her to hint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah. So then Jesse is kind of like keeping guard. He's got the doors barricaded and stuff. And then Ellie finally makes it in.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking her, what's the name of your horse? He's trying to make sure she's really her.
It's her, yeah.
And that she's alone.
Mm-hmm.
And she's alone.
And that she's alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so he lets her in, and before he's like, where have you been? What happened? Where's Dina? Where's she at? Where's she at? So she just ignores Jesse's ass.
Yeah.
And goes straight into the other room where Dina's trying to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And what always gets me about shows like this, and they did this in The Walking Dead also, is when they have a bandage on someone's wound over their clothes.
Yes.
Like, wouldn't they have taken her jeans off?
Would have.
Or cut? He would have cut her jeans.
He would have
off
cut it.
He would have cut. Yep.
He
to
would have cut
bandage
it.
and not put it
Yep.
over the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she would have had jeans on where one was thigh length and one was ankle length.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, the jeans, the denim is directly on the wound.
Yeah. Dirty.
But to me, for me, it's like the arrow thing.
Yeah.
But they do this in TV shows.
That's in all.
They do it. They do it.
Like,
they
we
didn't do it
obviously know it's bandaged.
They didn't do it in the cowboy Indian movies.
That long ass one you
break it
made us
off.
Are
watch.
you talking about the damn arrows?
They didn't
still?
have no
Oh, my
arrows.
goodness.
Have we gone back to the 19th century?
Man, that was the worst.
Please let's not go into
The
her
worst.
cowboy
Yeah.
crap because
I got PTSD.
Yeah, still.
Still. I don't want to see a Western a day of my life now.
not her westerns.
No.
But anyway, so Dina is laying there and got a doggone bandage on the outside of her clothes.
Oh, yeah. With her jeans totally intact.
Yeah. I'm like, she didn't pack no sweats. And on the
Oh.
shorts,
remember they wore what they remember they didn't.
wore everything.
She said,
They
wear all the
wore
clothes that you're
Yeah.
gonna
You're
have.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And they've been out there at least a month or so, so that
I
they
would
would have
think-
taken
No.
off that top layer. Don't you think?
I don't think that long, but I'm sure that they.
I think
Yeah,
it took them that
while
long
to
to
get
get
to-
there.
Yeah, it took them that long
I
to
mean,
get to
it did.
Seattle. They didn't
They
just
only
get
been
to
in
Seattle.
3 days, but they
Yeah.
It took them a while to get
It
there.
took them a long time.
Mm-hmm.
especially on horseback.
Yeah.
Well, a Mosey horse.
with 2 people on it.
We already
With two-
talked about that. Yeah.
Carrying 2 people.
That's true. What was the name of the horse? Did you catch it?
Shimmer.
Shimmer.
Thank you.
Yes. At least Shimmer, we now know where that horse is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Horse
Yes.
lot.
Where's
Horse
Joel's and whatchamacallit? Tommy's horse, probably with Shimmer, I guess.
Mm.
I hope.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We're still missing a couple horses.
we are
Definitely.
missing at least 3.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
over the course of this season. And I feel like horses aren't that easy to come by. So
Mm-mm.
yeah.
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 Yeah, because them wolves walked all the way to Wyoming. They didn't have no horses.
Mm-mm.
That's true.
And to
So-
me, that was the biggest thing. I'm like, we snatching one of their horses.
Yeah.
At least to carry our shit.
Right.
We're not gonna ride it. We'll take turns or something.
Mm-hmm.
But they gonna
Yeah.
walk by foot all the way back.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Ellie runs over to her and basically wakes her up. I'm like, damn, let her sleep. But she basically wakes her up, make sure she's okay, and she's asking her how she feels and if the baby's okay, and looks at her leg, and I'm like, what you gonna do looking at the leg?
Right. Like, let me see. For what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
Don't open it up to the air.
Right.
I wouldn't want
That
to.
was my exact thought. Don't let the air hit it.
Yes, because you gotta protect it from that air.
No. He's just in there.
That spore-ridden air.
And that's a good point. By the way,
She might have bought
when
some of
did
the
she
spores
have
back
some
with her
spores
on her clothes.
Yes.
Ooh,
Although
that's
I
a
will
good
say-
question.
Yep.
it was raining, so she was getting rained on, so maybe it kind
That's
of
true.
washed it
She was
away.
wet.
Yeah.
She was wet.
You know?
Yeah.
Still.
The only thing I thought it was like, you opening up her shit to the air, and you
Yes.
maybe you got spores in your clothes or something, girl.
Mm.
Mhm.
And Dina is not immune.
No.
No.
Mm.
But so she's asking her, how do you know the baby's okay? Dina's like, I just know. And then Dina notices Ellie's back has some blood on her shirt. So she tells her to take her shirt off so she can help wash it up. And she got all kind of scratches and contusions
Yeah.
on her back.
Bruises.
And it looked painful because she could barely pull her shirt
Mhm.
off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, dang. And that was climbing in that damn hole that we saw her climb into. Had to be.
Yeah. It had to be that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The
And
concrete,
yeah.
jagged concrete
Mhm.
or whatever.
Mhm.
Oof.
Yeah.
I
that looked
know.
painful.
And it
But
was
she's
all over
looking-
her back and sides. I mean, ooh.
Yeah. And she
Mhm.
was looking a little, what do you call it? Shell shocked.
Shell shocked.
Mm.
That's the way I took it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts telling, or Dina says, you're going to tell me what happened. Because I guess she was gone a long ass time. And I would have just assumed she had to take it the long way. But they were all like, where'd you go? What would you do?
Yeah.
But she says she's found Nora,
Mhm.
made her tell her where Abby was. And all she said was 2 words, whale and wheel.
Whale and wheel.
And she's like, I don't know what that means.
Mm-mm.
That's what she said.
I thought it's at that line. I thought it says, "Hey, the wheel of
wheel
time."
of time.
Wheel of time.
I still have to catch this new season.
Oh, it was excellent.
Okay. I got to watch it.
I heard it was
Excellent.
good, and then I heard
Oh,
it
it
also
was so
got
good.
canceled.
Canceled? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it got canceled?
Damn.
They said it was too expensive to
Hmm.
make.
But
Oh.
it was so good.
Okay, I got to binge it.
Yeah. You got to go
Yeah, you
back.
do.
Yeah. I
Better than
will.
the second season, because that second season to me was a little.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, it was better. But
Okay.
there's some,
Don't get
Don't
her
say
started with
nothing.
spoilers.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got the
It's
whale
very
and the wheel.
good. It's
Yeah.
very good. I would suggest
Okay.
you go watch it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, back to Last of Us. But she's telling Dina that it was she thought it would be hard to basically torture her, but it was really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she says
Yeah.
maybe. And Dina's like, well, she deserved it. She's like, well, what if she didn't? And then I was like, okay, now you need to keep this to yourself. But she decides to tell Dina what she knows that Joel did
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and why Abby even came after Joel.
Did what she did. Yeah.
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 I don't understand why she told her that.
I don't
It
either.
was gonna come. I don't understand why no one has asked.
Yeah. Until now, though, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was Joel
Like,
targeted?
why was he
Yeah.
targeted?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
clearly a target. They meant to hurt just him. Why?
And they left her alive.
And left
Yeah.
her alive on
And
purpose.
Dina alive.
And Dina,
They
yeah.
all were thinking, even Ellie, she didn't know until the day before, right? Well, I guess she knew after she got out of the hospital. She
Knew
didn't
what?
know. But I mean,
She
she
had
didn't tell nobody that
suspicions.
she knew about what Joel did. I guess she didn't tie those people with what happened to Joel. They thought it was just a random thing. No one put that she didn't put that together, apparently. That the Firefly situation was why Joel was killed.
I thought she
put
did.
that? Who didn't put that together?
On the porch.
Who didn't put that together?
No, because
Ellie-
Joel was alive on the porch. He didn't get killed until the day after.
Right. But
Who are you
but
saying
when
didn't put it together?
yeah.
Ellie. Until now.
No.
No, she knew then because
You think
Abby
she knew
was
then?
talking when she was
She
beating Joel.
knew. She
Yeah,
knew
she
as she
knew.
was watching him
Then
getting-
killed
Ellie-
Joel.
Ellie wasn't there during that part of the conversation. She didn't show up until he was already getting his ass whooped and they weren't talking no more. So nobody heard. Dina was passed out. Nobody heard that whole conversation except for Ellie and her people. I mean, Abby and her people. But I don't think Abby, excuse me, I'm getting their names jacked up. I don't think Ellie knew that was truly why he was killed until Nora told her.
Oh,
That
I
was
see what
Abby's
you're saying.
father.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree because she said, well, because by that time though, Ellie was too gone on the revenge thing that it didn't matter. But I don't think she knew. I agree with you. I don't think she knew specifically until Nora said that.
Because Nora said, did you know what he did? He shot up the hospital and killed Abby's father. And she said, yeah, I know.
She said she knew. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't think she knew the Abby's father part.
Yeah, she didn't know Abby's father
I
was
mean,
the
she knew
surgeon.
he killed up
part.
everybody, but I don't think she knew the Abby's father part. So when she went to tell Dina, I was like, well, why is she so bothered by it? But I guess at that point she was thinking, well, I guess Abby did have a good reason. I don't know. Was she thinking?
I don't think she thought that because she still went after the Abby.
That's
so
true. That's true.
yeah. So
Well, then why
no,
was she
I don't
lying
think she
and
thought
shit?
that. I don't see
And
that
telling
didn't make
Dina.
sense to me. That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, not to me either.
I don't know
Like,
why
why
she
was she
wouldn't
like-
tell her.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big thing,
True.
Yeah.
She's her friend and
Mhm.
more, so I don't know why she wouldn't.
expect her to tell Tommy too.
She didn't give him a chance, but yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah, at least so that they would know who
Yeah.
like why.
Yeah.
But then when she said, well, what did she say? Maybe I shouldn't have tortured her or something like that. I'm thinking, well, does it make a difference? Like knowing
too
the
late
reason
now.
why.
Too late.
Yeah.
The way I
too late.
looked at it was like a lot of people who either refuse or do not look in the mirror. They're trying to rationalize in their minds what they've done. That's the way I looked at it. Because why y'all sad now? And then as soon as they hear something on the radio, oh, I'm going again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
nah, I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. That
Yeah.
not weird, but just her reaction to maybe I shouldn't have, and her looking sad. Like, girl, it don't matter.
Right. You did what you did, and
You
you
did.
live with it.
Yeah, that's probably the director's interpretation of what
I think
let's
she
not-
only had the sadness because of the baby. Like, because Nora was pregnant.
No, she wasn't.
No, Nora wasn't pregnant.
Huh?
It was later
Nora.
on. The other girl was
Not
pregnant.
the other
Nora.
girl.
Yeah.
Or
No.
That was later. This
Yeah.
is
But that was
before.
later though. That was her
This is when
second
she
encounter.
first got back
Oh,
from killing up Nora.
Yeah.
Or not killing
Nora,
her, but
right.
torturing her.
She'll feel bad about that later.
Right.
Oh, she does
well,
feel bad about that
Yeah.
one. But
Yeah, that was awful.
right. She tortured her, but she kind of killed her too because she chased her down in there in them spores. So
she didn't know
Nora
that
gone.
she was down there. She didn't kill her.
That's true. She didn't know, but hey.
That was whatchamacallit, the head lady who didn't tell nobody the shit was down there.
she didn't tell nobody.
That was her fault. If she would have told somebody, her ass wouldn't have ran down there. She would have went up, probably.
She would have
No, she would have ran because it was barricaded.
Wasn't it supposed to be barricaded?
Yeah, all
Except
of
she
it
went
was
in
supposed to be
the-
barricaded.
The elevator
went in the-
shaft.
Yeah, she separated the elevator shaft and
But she
jumped
would have
down
went
there.
up, I'm sure, if she would have known there were spores down there. She wouldn't have went down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, she was
Yeah,
going to
that's a
get
good
got
point.
anyway because Ellie was going to shoot her or she was going to get the spores.
And
Yeah,
that's
we
another
extra.
thing. That's another thing that has.
Oh, no.
That's another thing.
Another thing.
Wait a minute, that has bothered me throughout this whole motherfucking series, this season.
What's
What's
that?
And that is every damn time this child points a gun at somebody, and then she points a gun at him, and she's either still standing there talking or still walking close to them. Shoot the motherfucker in the leg.
They never do.
Yeah.
They're always
Decapacitate
talk.
them, and then you ask them questions and shit.
No, they
You
don't.
know? Oh, it really drives me crazy. That's why I like Mobland, because hey,
People
Oh,
get
Mobland and Raising Canaan. Listen.
raise a cane,
They don't fuck around.
No.
do not fuck around. I love it. I love it.
Ooh-wee.
Joel didn't teach her the ABCs of torture.
Yeah.
True.
Because we see, Joel knew how to tie somebody up, incapacitate him a little bit.
Yeah. He did.
Get him in the leg or something, tie
He
their
did.
ass up,
Get
and
him
then
to
ask
talk.
all the questions they
Yeah,
want.
get him to talk.
And then
yeah.
he killed him.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Isaac does that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, okay. But anyway, so she basically says to Dina she's sorry, I guess, for not telling her beforehand about all this, but she just found out. I guess you could have told her about the fireflies and shit, but she just found out about the daddy part. Anyway, so Dina's like, we just need to go home. And I was like, yeah, y'all need to go home because she injured now. What you gonna do?
Yeah, she injured now.
How's she gonna get out? She gonna have to be on the horse the whole
The
time.
whole. Mm-hmm.
Right.
The
She can't
entire
walk.
time.
Yeah.
So I guess it's later on that same day, and Jesse and Ellie are packing up, And he's still salty as shit.
Yes.
I was like, Jesse, come on. He's still salty. She's like looking at him like, is he gonna say anything? She asked him for something and he threw it at her. I was like,
yeah, I said, okay, now.
that's a little much. And then Dina comes out and he's telling Dina, you should not even be up. She's like,
Nope.
I just wanted to, I'll be sitting down in a minute. And she gives Ellie her good luck bracelet. And
Yes.
that was funny when Ellie said, well, it ain't doing you no luck.
Right.
They was packing up, getting ready to go retrieve
Find Tommy.
Tommy.
Yes. And leave.
And leave, yeah.
And then leave
So they could all
afterwards.
leave.
Leave.
Yeah.
And that's when we find out the horses are fine. He says, and
Yeah.
we'll get Tommy. We'll go to to that one little stable store area and get the horses and go.
Yep.
Well, she asked
So at
him,
least
how'd you
the
find it?
horses is inside.
Yes.
And he was like, well, are you going to tell me where you was? And she didn't say nothing. And so he finally tells her, we track you to the record store where your horse is, by the way, since you didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we split up and went our own ways to try to find y'all.
Yeah.
And then this was interesting. He just turns around and it's like, okay, I know you know something's going on. Last night, Dina said she couldn't die and she didn't take no alcohol. This girl ain't never turned down a drink a day in her life. What's going on, Jesse? Telling all her business. He's like, so I want to know. She's like, well, I don't know. That is strange. And I was like, Ellie, you should be able to lie better than this.
She's not a good liar.
No.
Not a good liar.
At all. She's like, oh, I don't know what's happening. He's like, well, I think she's pregnant. And she's like, oh, fuck. And he was guessing.
He was guessing.
He was.
And her face told
But
it
she
all.
confirmed it.
Yep.
Confirmed it. And then I knew right then and there when he said, okay, well, I'm about to be a daddy and I can't die.
Exactly. You knew
So
he
we
was
gotta
going to die.
Hurry up. And I was like, why would you have him say that? Because now,
Exactly.
Dead by end of the episode.
Yep.
Not only that, twice in the episode.
I was going to say, that was just the first time.
That's
That
the
was just the
first
first
time.
time.
Yep.
I said, damn, y'all ruined it.
they did.
Y'all ruined the
Yeah.
whole surprise. I mean,
They did. Because we knew.
Yeah.
We knew at that point then
Yep.
he was gone.
we knew at
Yeah.
that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it starts raining again. And this is where all the rain was, y'all. I was waiting for these last episodes.
Rain. Yes.
In Seattle. So they duck into this parking garage, and before they can even say anything else, they heard gunshots. So they go duck behind this barricade, and in comes running in one of the Scar people, the Seraphites,
Yeah.
being chased by one of the WLF people. That same little soldier guy that we saw with Bernard Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
And they track his ass down. They rough him up and snatch him up. And he's like, help, no, help.
Yeah.
And Ellie's dumb ass is about to get up and go help.
So impulsive.
She is so annoying with that crap.
Mm-mm.
She at
does
this
not
point,
think.
she
No,
should
not at
know
all.
better.
She should know better at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, out of
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
scrapes that they've been through on their way
Yeah.
to get to fucking Jackson,
Yeah.
Salt Lake, and then
But
Jackson.
even then,
It's annoying
all the scrapes,
now.
It
all
is
the
annoying
scrapes her
now.
and Dina have been through, where Ellie got bit and Dina almost had to shoot her and would wait
Yeah.
till morning, and that whole thing. You would be more cautious than that.
Yeah.
And it's the Seraphite people, the people that you done already seen gut somebody.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What do you really think you're going to do? You think you standing up and interrupting is actually going to stop them?
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you point a gun and don't fire nothing, and they got automatic rifles. Shit.
Yeah. You're not
You're
immune
not
against
immune
that.
from getting scarred up.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I don't don't understand why they wrote it that way, because I don't think they thought that through. Like, we as an audience are like, at this point, after all these years and all the training she's had and her own personal experiences and shit, she would know that her and fucking Jesse were not able to take on 5, 6, 7 people like that.
Exactly.
Save this one kid.
I'm telling you,
she's just impulsive.
They're trying to redeem her little arc because, you know, she's tortured people, she's shot people, she did, you know, all these little things. It's like, oh,
she doesn't need to be redeemed.
Well, but hey,
no, but she's saying
what
like
other reason?
Try to make her do something to help someone, to show another,
to make it
compassionate side or something.
Yeah, and it don't fit.
No. It don't fit.
I feel like they're just trying to really drive the point home that she doesn't think before she acts, but we get it.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah, stop it.
We've been knowing that.
Yes.
From season 1.
Yeah, from season 1. Okay.
Yeah, that to me didn't make any kind of sense. And then Jesse's like, had to grab her ass.
Had to grab her.
And then as soon as they left with that boy, they weren't even
2 steps away from the door. And she's up and hollering.
And she's loud. They talking loud.
Yes.
Loud.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm thinking, what the
And that garage was empty enough for their voices to echo.
Yeah.
Of course.
So come on.
Yeah.
And before even that, weren't they?
I didn't like that.
Weren't they walking down the middle of the street, chit-chatting away?
Of the street in broad daylight, and it ain't raining, so the sun's out.
And it wasn't raining, so they didn't need shelter from the rain.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
And they just
not when they started. Yeah.
Walking down the center of the street.
Yep.
The center of the street with their guns like this.
Yeah. Stupid. Come on now.
That was so dumb. That was dumb.
I was thinking,
wait a minute. And they had already established the lookout with binoculars.
Yes.
There's people
up on this tower looking at everything and radioing in. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. I mean, if nothing else, they should have made them creep along the sides of the buildings
of the building.
Yeah. Something.
Yep.
In the shadows.
Stay in the shadows. Stay in the shadows of the building.
Apocalypse with creatures. You want to be in the middle of the street so that when they come out of a building, you're not right there.
But not when you're you're trying to get away from an army with automatic weapons.
I was going to say their immediate danger are the Seraphites and the wolves right now. Yeah. So they need to hug those buildings.
True.
Yeah. And because the only affected they've ever encountered is inside the buildings.
So far, that's
not
true.
Out.
Yeah.
In the daylight.
And the wolves are outside.
Right.
Yeah, in Seattle. Yeah, that's true.
And those are the ones she's not immune to.
Yes, not immune to them.
Exactly.
She can't stop a bullet.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Or an arrow.
Right.
Yeah, that was annoying when they had her jumping up. And I was like, that's not even in her character. I mean, it is her character.
No, that is totally her character.
Yeah. But at this point, I felt like it was
not at this point
too much.
Not at this point.
Of them trying to make that point. She's impulsive, but she's not dumb.
Yeah.
Like later on, she's about to go do something. She sees more people coming and she stops. That's what I was thinking. Like, did she not see there was 5 or 6 of them? No, they had her acting like she was just going to barrel out there and take on all them people to save that kid.
Yeah.
Who had automatic weapons.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got a revolver.
Yep, exactly. Anyway, that was annoying. And then they hear the radio kick in saying, "Oh, there's a sniper. There's a sniper." And so they're like, "Oh, let's go up to the roof and see, or go up high and see if we can see."
No.
Jesse's like, "No, that's Tommy."
No, Jesse says that no, that's Tommy.
That's Tommy.
So I'm going that way because that's Tommy. He the sniper.
Yeah.
He goes they go up probably as high as they can go.
No.
Looked like it was
not they, he. Because she goes the opposite direction. She said, no, I'm going that way.
No,
But she
Jay,
wants to
they
go-
go up
No.
to the top first. They go up to the top
then
first,
she
and while they're
sees what
looking,
she sees.
Oh, that's
she
right.
sees
Yeah.
the Ferris wheel thing,
Yeah.
and realizes that's the
aquarium.
wheel that
Mhm.
Nora
And the
was talking
whale.
about.
And the whale in an aquarium. Yeah, she
Right.
sees
Right.
aquarium. So
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when they get into the little argument before they split
Yes.
ways, where he's like, "Okay, that's where Tommy is." She's like, "Yeah, but that's where Abby's at, and I got to go get Abby." And he's like, "But Tommy is who we're looking for, so we can get the fuck out of here." And that's
yeah.
when he says it the second time. I ain't dying today. Well,
I was so annoyed.
and
I was so
he-
annoyed.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
skipped a little bit, but we skipped where they got to the bookstore.
Oh, yeah,
And-
with the children's books.
Yes.
Oh,
Actually, that's
Lord.
where they heard the call. Sorry, we skipped that. I
Right.
skipped that part.
Yeah.
They got to the bookstore. She's looking at
Yeah.
a book. He tells her, she's like, "Well, look, me and Dina, it's new." Da, da, da. And he's like, "Look, I understand. I love her, but not like you love her. I see how y'all look at each other. It's not the same." And he tells her this story about a girl that he met who was traveling through their little area that he fell in love with. And it was that kind of love where he was just like her and like Dina and Ellie, where they
Yeah.
just can't hide it. But he decided to stay because he had a responsibility to Jackson.
Yeah.
And then Ellie is telling him, "Oh yeah, you're so noble. You're such a good person." That you
She
decided to
annoyed me
stay."
to no end with that shit. I was yelling at my TV. That's right. He had a lot more fucking noble than your dumb ass. Shit. Oh man, that made me mad. Because there again, it was trying to cram down your throat. Oh, woe is me. I'm on this revenge kick, and I'm not as noble as you. Shut the fuck up.
Damn, Jay.
Wow.
Annoyed. I was so annoyed. Woo, I was annoyed.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Whew.
You just don't like Ellie as a character.
Hey, I didn't like her in this episode.
Well, she
It
does
was
have a lot of
annoying.
annoying
You don't like her in any
Oh.
episode.
Too whiny. That was some whiny ass shit. After all the stuff you out there doing, that was some whiny ass shit that didn't even, they was wasting time with that bullshit and getting a little book and, oh, I'm going to read this to the baby. Shut the fuck up and go get Tommy and go to back to Jackson. Damn. Oh, I was so mad.
Wow.
I was too through.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. That really got you.
Hey, it did. It pissed me off. I said.
Now,
Damn.
there was one other part we skipped with Bernard and this other
Yes.
military
Oh, yeah,
woman.
yeah.
Oh, now this pissed me off. This
Talking
scene
about
pissed me
Abby.
off.
Pissed off this episode. My goodness.
Go ahead, Sister A. Go ahead. I'll tell you
Well,
when.
basically, he's worried about Abby.
Yeah.
And apparently her whole crew is missing. Owen, Mel, and the woman, I'm not sure what her name is, but she wants
She's
to
the
know.
one. She's the one whose son is down there in them spores.
No, she's talking about Abby's team. Owen, Mel,
No,
and the
but
other.
the woman talking
No, the
to
woman
Bernard
Bernard was talking
is
to.
the
Yes.
mama of the
Yes.
of that
Okay.
Chin guy.
Sergeant
Yeah.
Park.
yeah.
Right, Lieutenant Chin.
Yeah.
So she wanted to know, well, why is Abby so important? And he basically is saying she's going to be basically the next in charge.
Yes.
And this lady is salty.
This is what irritated
Yeah.
me because when he was like, "Yeah, but we need to find Abby," she's like, "Well, okay, yeah, Abby's a good soldier and everything, but she's not the end all be all. We got other soldiers." He's like, "Yeah, they're all green."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, this is what got me when she says, 'Well, do you love her or something?'"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like,
Out of left field.
how did
Yeah.
you go from this all the way over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was irritated by that. I was highly irritated by that. And he was like, what? She's like, well, you wouldn't be the first man that likes a old man who likes a young girl.
Jealous.
So something happened with her.
Jealous. That's what
something. Yeah. It's something.
I was like, that doesn't even fit in the fucking conversation.
Right.
Why would she? Are you in love with her?
Now that you mention it, that was left field.
Maybe she loves Bernard.
That's what I think. Or maybe they had something going, or she wanted something.
Yeah.
More than just friendship or something.
I don't know.
But still, they could have left that out.
That whole sentence.
That was not necessary.
And then after that, he was like, well, if you want to effing know, that's what he should have said. If you want to fucking know, the reason I'm concerned is she's supposed to be the next leader. Bitch.
Yeah. And he said, I'm probably not going to make it through the night, and you're probably not going to make it through the night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
That's how I was like, okay, they got some kind of mission or something going on.
They got something going on.
They might not make it.
No.
And then Sergeant Park further saltied ass further at the end said, well, apparently she ain't the next leader because she gone.
Well, but
I mean, that was a good point.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying, though?
Right. It was a good point.
You know?
But wait a minute. They don't know if she was captured, if she got killed.
But she ain't there.
She ain't there.
Her point was made.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that really burned me up though. That scene burned me up. I was like, damn, woman. Why are you going there?
Y'all were very critical this episode.
Only for that. Like, I mean, Ellie was annoying with her impulsiveness, but to me, I understand why. And like I said last episode, Jesse being salty at her, I was like, get over it. You know why the fuck she went to Seattle in the first place. Why would you now be, I get it though, because Dina's hurt and they're like, we got to go. But why would you then not think her mind is still on the revenge and going to get Abby? Why would you automatically think that she's done? She's been fucking selfish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you're all there right now.
That's why you're all there.
Yes. Yeah.
So why are you still fucking salty the whole? Like he was salty the whole episode until the very
last two episodes.
Well, because he was mad that he had to go up in there. Instead of being nice and warm and comfy in Jackson, I got to go up in your ass and Dina's ass.
Yeah.
But again, and I'm glad they didn't have Tommy. Well, it was quick though. I'm glad they didn't have Tommy. We'll get to there. But I mean, they know why the hell she gone. They should have known after all this time, them saying no on the council didn't mean she wasn't going to go.
Right. Okay, we way past that. Let's
well, then
on.
we also find out Jesse actually
still salty.
Was no.
Yeah, he voted no.
He voted no.
He did vote no.
Yeah, and she was like, huh?
Yeah.
Yo,
you went, oh?
And then she did it. That's what she does. Her little, you're so fucking noble. You're not better than me.
Yeah.
Because my community got killed in front of me and all that. Yeah.
Which I was with her on that.
She said, if it was you, you would be right here where I'm at. And he couldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
All he could say was, well, I hope you make it. And then he left to go after Tommy.
Yeah. They split up.
Yeah.
And she left to go after Abby. So we see her make her way towards the pier dock area.
Ooh, it is storming out there.
Yes.
I didn't realize this aquarium was on the whole other side of the fucking shore.
Yeah.
So she had to get a daggone boat. And now she's looking at these two guys loading this boat, about to go get them. A whole bunch of more boats are coming.
out of
Yes.
nowhere.
And I'm like, look at all these effing people.
Mhm.
Yes.
What are they
That's
doing?
Bernard.
An army.
They getting ready to battle.
Yep.
Because they was
Loaded
loading
something
ammunition
on.
and they was loading ammunition and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Now
thinking,
let's
Ellie, before you get on a boat, you need to go in that house shack
No.
and get some more ammo or get some weapons or something.
No.
Let's talk about this fact right now.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
She trekking all across the United States with Joel, going up to Wyoming.
I already know what you're about to say.
And now she been in Wyoming for 5 years, snow and infected and everything. How the motherfucker does she know how to ride a boat? And to turn on the motorboat and steer it. Yeah, right. I was so irritated. I said, come on, y'all. At least let her grab one of them army guys, point a gun to his head and ride his boat.
Yeah, that would have been more realistic.
That would have been better.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so. I said, you know what? Now they are making a comedy out of this shit.
And it's not like it's a calm
no
pond
Rambo
out
or
there.
nothing.
It was
so it's like a hurricane force wind.
Yep.
Waves.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
It was
the perfect storm weather.
And even when it's not a storm, when you have a wharf like that, that's like right out in the ocean, those waves are really, really strong.
It was almost underwater, the pier.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, a storm.
Yeah.
So with the winds whipping. Yeah. Oh, no way she was going to do that.
No.
I was so, I said, come on now, y'all.
And she didn't even hesitate. Like, she'd been doing this every day of her life.
Yeah. Every day of her life.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, maybe they have a lake and a boat up in Wyoming. We just haven't seen
what?
Come
No,
on
they
now.
don't. And then for her to capsize in that big ass motherfucking storm, and she just floats to the shore.
Yes,
Didn't she?
yes.
With the boat.
With the boat.
With the boat. I was too through. I said, wait a minute.
I said, how convenient.
Shit.
Y'all, it's a TV show that has to get her.
But you need to make the damn TV show realistic.
Like Sister J said, she should have held one of those guys hostage.
Yes.
And made
with a gun to his head, said, drive this boat.
Drive
Follow
the boat.
them.
Yeah.
Or something.
Follow
that
them.
boat.
Oh, it was so ignorant. That is just ignorant. Ugh. At least when they was in that damn library, have her pick up a motherfucking motorboat book and say, like,
yeah, right. Let me read up on motorboats while I have a spare.
How to drive a motorboat for dummies. That big yellow book.
Yes.
Yes.
Now that I'm in Seattle, might be handy.
Oh my gosh, y'all.
Yeah.
oh my God. Hey, make it make sense. Come on now.
Oh gosh. Well, okay, y'all. She washed up on the shore. And this little girl appears. Creepy ass little girl.
Creepy child.
Creepy children of the corn.
Yeah.
Children of the corn.
That's what I thought
That's
of.
it. Children of the corn.
It was like a kid
And
in a
then the little
slicker.
girl runs off, and I'm like, that's not going to be fucking good.
That's not a good sign. I'm like,
So while
that little
Ellie's
girl
trying
going
to-
to get her people.
Okay?
Yes, she did. And she did.
Yeah.
Ellie was trying to get herself together. I'm like, well, you better hurry up because somebody's
Hurry.
coming. They done come and snatched her up.
Mm-hmm.
Two big dudes. Drag her in to their little ritual area.
And
They
put a
already got
rope around her neck and hauling
They
her
got
up.
a noose ready,
Noose
honey.
ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yep.
And she's like, no, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm not even from here. Little girl, tell him. Little girl said,
I'm thinking that little girl don't know you. That little girl like off with her head.
Thank you. I said,
Yeah.
why you telling the little girl, hey, tell him.
That's what I said. You act like you've had conversation or something with this little girl.
With her.
This little
Yeah.
girl
She
does
meant
not
the
know
girl
you. She's the
saw
one
her
who ran
wash
and
up.
told people you were here.
Yeah.
Yep, she sure
Thank
did.
you. Thank
And then
you.
said, kill her, get her.
She did.
So they was fixing to string her up and gut her ass. This time it was a woman that was going to do it.
It was the Whistlers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the Whistlers, but that was the main woman.
The main
that was that
Sarah
leader woman
Sarah
painted on the wall. Yeah.
Scar people.
Yeah.
And they call them scars because of all that, marking on their face.
But before they can do it, well, they actually had her hanging. They heard this big gong noise, horn, something, horn blowing.
And explosions. Didn't you hear them explosions?
And you can
the lady
see them.
looked over across, and then she's like, the village, and it's on fire.
That's Bernard, baby.
Bernard.
That is Bernard.
Yep.
Bernard said, oh, let's go blow these bitches up.
Blow them up. That's why he was saying, hey, we may not make it through the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
We're
might not
attacking the
either.
village.
Yep.
Yeah. Because they were going to attack. So, oh, Lord.
So she got lucky because they just dropped her ass and said, leave her ass.
And wait a
you got to
minute.
go.
And she did what any normal person would do. What she do? She jet. As soon as her feet hit that floor, she went back to that damn boat.
Oh, hey, look, here's my boat.
That damn boat.
Here's my boat, patiently waiting. Waiting for my return.
Yeah, wait a minute. The boat wasn't even anchored or nothing, but it was still right there.
Ready to go. Went in the right direction and everything.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Y'all, come on now.
Oh my gosh. Well, but you know what? Come on now. These little details matter.
When your boat is washed up on a shore, you don't need an anchor. When it's a small boat like that, you can just push it up on the dirt and it's not going to go nowhere.
That's true, but she didn't even turn the boat around.
You see how the water was going up on that sand and dirt? That boat should have moved.
Or
at least an
wrecked
inch.
or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would have eventually worked its way out.
Started wading out.
At least 5-10 feet out.
Look, if we're talking about arrows,
they could have her swim a little bit to get to the boat.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what should have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if she could swim. Didn't seem
She
like
can drive a boat. She can
She didn't drown. That boat, boat capsized in
She
the
was
middle
out of
of
the
the
boat.
fucking ocean. It was wait a minute. She didn't capsize
waves.
close to the shore. It was in the middle of the motherfucking ocean.
Tidal wave.
And then next thing we know, she's coming up on the shore. Please.
what she do, Jay? What she do?
How did she come up on the shore, Jay?
Come on.
Y'all know I'm right.
What she do? I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my word.
They should at least make it realistic.
For y'all listening and not watching on Patreon or YouTube, y'all are missing out.
Oh my
Missing
God.
out. Oh my gosh.
We get into the
Okay,
strangest
so she
things.
finally gets her way over to the effing aquarium. Gets in the building, which I couldn't figure out how the hell she was doing it because she had to come in through the ceiling window, something. Anyway, she gets in there.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, skylight, I think, or something.
And she had to walk down some long ass fucking halls. And I kept thinking there could be anything in here.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Could be those stealthy things, anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those quick ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smart ones.
The smart one.
But she makes her way down and deep enough and she starts hearing people talking. And I'm like, oh, okay, who this?
Mm-hmm.
And she come around the counter. Well, actually, she was smart. Before she did that, she found some kind of little towel and she wiped all her bullets off.
Yes.
And the gun off so they wouldn't be hit.
And the gun.
Wet.
To be dry.
Which that was smart.
That's what I'm saying.
That made
She do
sense.
all of that, and then she don't never shoot. Shoot him in the leg. Shit.
She shot.
Well, but you know what? Only because that
But she
fool
didn't mean
shot
to
her
shoot.
first. Shot
Well-
at her first.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but I agree. Like when you pull your gun out and they start making sudden moves and shit, you gotta
You shoot him in the leg. I mean, she didn't have to shoot him in the head or nothing. Just took incapacitate them. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the Owen guy and I guess the Mel girl.
Yeah.
Mel.
And they're
Mel.
arguing. He's like, got a map out. He's like, well, look, I think she's over here. Da, da, da. Mel saying, look, I'm not doing any of that. And because it is Abby, that's the reason why I'm saying no. I'm just going to go. And I don't know. I guess he wanted to go try to find her, which made me think that maybe she had gotten captured or something.
Well, that's why I'm wondering. So, how did Abby get separated from her team? Did she purposely?
We're going to find that out. We'll find that out.
Yeah.
Next fucking season in 2 years.
2 years.
Why are they hiding out in the aquarium? Because Bernard doesn't know she's there.
No.
Nobody
What's
knows
that
where
all
they're at.
about?
No one does.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to find out.
Happened.
In
Yeah.
2027, we'll find that out.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway.
So as the male lady is like about to step away to go walk off, she sees Ellie.
Which I'm like, it's about time because Ellie was not standing in the shadows.
She sure wasn't.
She's like in the doorway around
Yeah.
the corner.
They should have noticed her presence way before.
Way before then.
So then the guy turns around. He's like, no way. What the hell? Like, how is this possible? And she, of course, has her one question. Where's Abby at? He looks at Mel. Mel looks at him. He's like, she's like, you show me on that map. Both of y'all going to show me on that map and it better match.
That was smart.
Yeah.
That's what Joel did. Remember when they was torturing those guys?
That's right.
Episode-
That's right.
Eight.
That's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When
That's right.
When
You're
they
right.
came to
forgot about
after he
that.
got stabbed,
Me
he
too.
told the one, show me on the
forgot
map,
about
and
that.
the other guy better match.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That little throwback to Joel. But
Yes.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I didn't even catch
that's
that.
good
then,
writing.
but yeah.
now this is
Yeah.
what I didn't get. Like,
And
why
that's
were they
good.
hesitating? I would have been like, okay, here, sure. And she told the girl to do it first. And then the Owen guy says, well, I'll do it. I'll do it. And I was like, right then and there is when I would have said, no, back your big ass up and let her get the map.
They were being
But
shifty.
she didn't.
Yeah, he was being shifty.
Yeah.
Because
He
I
was being
think
real
I think
shifty.
Mel wanted to go ahead and give it to her.
She did.
You know, like
Yeah.
okay, you know, she got a
this
gun.
shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to her. We can get her on her
we're
way.
here,
out.
guys. So you know,
And he's like, well, she's going to kill us anyway if we show her. And she's like, no, I'm not, because I'm not like y'all. And he was trying to say, well, I'm the one that kept you alive. She's like, well, whatever. But then I'm like, why? He goes to reach for his gun instead of the damn map.
Yeah.
So, of course, Ellie shoots. It goes through his neck. I was like, that's nasty. Like, she couldn't have shot him. At that point, I guess she could. It was no sense in shooting him in the leg. If he was really going for the
She
kill
had to
shot.
shoot to kill.
Yeah. Come to find out, the bullet went through his neck, out the other side. Mel, the lady, turns around, sees it's in the locker behind her, but it also grazed her neck. So now she's bleeding out. She falls down to the ground, and then she's like gasping, do you have a knife? Do you have a knife? And opens her coat, and she's fucking pregnant. And wants her to cut the baby out. Now, I guess this was on purpose to make Ellie feel a certain kind of way.
of course.
But I was like, was this really? They really?
Necessary.
I was like, she's not gonna cut this baby out.
No.
I
you gonna do
didn't
with
feel
the
bad
fucking
at all.
What you
'cause,
gonna do
what
with the
her-
baby? Exactly.
What her
she
big
doing
pregnant ass? Okay, if she were pregnant, what the hell was she doing with Abby and them in the first fucking place? Trekking all over,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
because she was there with her. She's the one that drugged Dina, put her to sleep.
Well, that was 5 years ago. She wasn't pregnant 5 years ago.
No, it wasn't 5 years.
No.
No.
They've
Just a
been
couple
gone
months
like
ago.
5 years for Abby to get
6
to
months.
Jackson.
Yeah,
It's only been about
Since
6
Joel
months.
died.
right. So she was
Got you,
pregnant when
Well,
when
yeah,
when
6
they was
months.
killing Joel.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
maybe she wasn't.
about
she
6,
didn't
7
know she
months
was pregnant.
later is when Abby is there right now.
Yeah.
True. But you know what? She might not have known she was pregnant
Maybe
back
not.
then.
Well, I didn't feel sorry for her at all.
Because some people don't know. But I felt bad because she was, out of all of them, she was the main one that was like, okay, we shouldn't be killing
She
all
was.
these people.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Too
she
bad.
still was there.
Yeah.
She was
when all that
still
went
with
Still part
down.
of the group.
She
Yeah.
knew what they was
Yeah.
doing. She knew
Yeah.
why they was trekking through hell and high water and all through the wilderness and shit to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to go too.
She still stayed with Abby even after everything
She
she did
did.
to
Exactly.
Joel
She
and
sure
all that.
did.
Yeah.
So she got 2 birds with 1 stone.
She sure did. That's what I said when she fell down. Then when they opened her curve,
Now-
I was like, oh, snap.
Now, other than Abby, she need that dark-haired dude that was kicking her.
Yes. Well, see,
Right.
That
while
one.
they was sitting there fucking jaw-jacking about the fucking map, I kept thinking,
Me too.
Ellie,
I was
you don't know
afraid
where
he
the
was
other dude is
coming.
at.
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't know where
yeah.
the other one
He
is
could be
at.
sneaking up behind your ass.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought, oh Lord,
Yep.
because he the one. He was the mean one too.
He was the one that was trying to kill her off jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But anyway, no, he didn't come. That woman died. She didn't cut the baby out, which I was like, there's no way. She doesn't know how to cut the baby out.
No, she ain't doing that.
And then what if she could, what was she supposed to do with
Exactly.
this
What
little
you
baby?
gonna do?
How are you
She
going
wasn't
to
gonna
help
do
that
that.
baby?
Yeah.
You
No,
can't.
Yeah.
nothing. So she's still sitting there looking stunned and shit. And then Tommy and Jesse come and get her.
I'm glad Tommy it's okay.
I was glad to see
Yes.
him.
Yeah, I was glad
too.
to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy's like, okay, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's all right. So they get back to the theater. Dina lets him in. And she, of course, Ellie is still looking shell-shocked. And then they switch over to a scene where apparently she got calmed down, dry, and they're trying to plan how they're going to make it out of Seattle now that they've got all these fucking wolves and Seraphite Scar people to avoid and shit. And they're trying to figure it out. Dina is somewhere resting, and they're in the theater, the concert hall, when Tommy notices Ellie's kind of looking down. He's like, look, it had to be done. She was with them. So she was part of it. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ellie looks over to Jesse, and of course, he's still fucking salty. Ugh. And so Tommy leaves them. He's like, well, I'm going to go start packing so they can have their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she thanks him for coming to get her. And he's like, yeah, well, what if Tommy's the one that forced me to come? Maybe I didn't really want to. She's like, well, did you? He's like, nah, I was going to go ahead and come anyway. And basically they kind of made up
Yeah.
Yep.
where he was trying to say, I get it. And I think I understand you. And I know that if I ever got caught out there, you'd come and find me. So I had to come and find you. Then we hear Tommy hollering, shouting. I'm like, oh, what the
Shit.
hell going on
Here
now?
we go.
Here we go.
They found you.
They start running up the aisle. I mean, didn't even peek. They just ran right out the door. Pow!
Yes, he did. Yep.
That was probably the quickest kill I've ever
The
seen.
quickest kill.
Quickest.
Yep.
And
The quickest kill.
I mean, it wasn't that. It was shocking because it was so fast. But we knew something was going to happen to his ass.
Yeah. We knew
But
he
I
was
mean,
dead.
He didn't even have a blink or nothing. He was
Now,
gassed.
I want to know, did they shoot Tommy? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't
He
think
was
so.
still alive the last
He
time
was
we
still
saw him.
alive
Right.
when
Okay.
we saw him.
He had a
She
gun
was
on
pointing
him.
the gun
Because
at
I
Ellie.
didn't hear a whole bunch of gunshots
No, you
I
heard
just
one.
heard one. Actually,
One.
yeah, I didn't hear two.
Yeah.
Yep. And so when Ellie gets up and Abby's like, he killed my friends, meaning Tommy. She's like, no. I killed
did.
your friends and I didn't mean to. I was trying to
Mhm.
find you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the one because you killed Joel.
Mhm.
And then Abby of course is looking real mean. And she's like, I left you alive and you wasted it. And then we hear a gunshot and it's black.
I'm sorry, but when Abby said that, I said,
Yep.
Mhm.
This is what you
You
chose
think
to
she
do with
wasted
it.
her time trying to find her? I don't. She just didn't
Abby
do it right.
does.
Abby does.
Yeah, well, of course. Then we get this fucking scene of Abby laying on a fucking couch, sleep. Some dude comes in, wakes her up, says, Isaac wants to talk to you, Bernard. She's like, I'll be there in a minute. Let me wake up.
But no.
She goes outside and sees this big ass stadium with like
Yeah.
gardens and greenhouses and shit. It's a big operation. And then it says day one, Seattle.
Seattle.
And that's the end of the fucking episode.
Cue Abby's point of view.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that
Season 3.
irritates me to no end because I don't give a fuck about her point of view.
I do. I'm excited.
I'm not
Well.
excited. Especially
I'm not
knowing it's going to
excited.
take probably 2 effing years to get.
I'm
Yeah.
not excited because I don't particularly care what her point of view is. We already know what she did, just like we already know what Ellie did. So I don't really care. But I have been reading some other people who have played the game and
spoil
stuff.
nothing.
No. But a lot of people seem to be really irritated with the actor playing Abby because they said in the game, Abby is like buff. So she's like a bodybuilder type. You know, she's really buffed in muscles. And that's why she was being groomed to be the leader. And they were upset because they felt like it was misrepresenting the women in the game who were so dynamic because they wanted this stereotypical cute woman to be, you know, the Abby character. But and then they have scenes of the Abby character in the game and it's totally she looked totally different.
It is a difference.
Totally
like,
different. She's buffed. Yeah, body stature. She has muscles. She is thick. She's not overweight or anything. She's just thick.
Built.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And she's muscular, but she's still feminine looking. So, and especially, and wait a minute, I really thought about it from when they switched to the Abby point of view when they showed her walking, this little skinny, hip little woman walking with these fatigues, like, yeah, I'm the baddest. And I'm thinking, but that's what they
I
do.
don't care what the girl looks like. I just don't give a frack about her point of view. Other than I'm curious as to where she was that Bernard thought she was missing.
Yeah, why is she hiding?
Because she obviously wasn't fucking missing. But this is the other thing I want to know that I'm curious about. I'm curious about where the hell was she that her own people didn't know where she was at.
Yes.
And
why?
I'm doubly
Why did she
curious
run off? Why did she separate herself?
Curious about how she found Mayaz is so fucking quick in the theater.
Then you should be anticipating the next season.
But I'm not. But that's the only two things I want to know about Abby. I don't want to go back to day one with Abby and go through
Well,
day
you're lucky
two,
we going
three
back to
with
day
Abby.
one Seattle and not 5 years starting her trip.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Not
Yeah.
5 years.
I thought they would go back further.
If they do that, I'm not watching it. They're not going back to 5 years. We don't need to see her.
No,
check
they're
her
not.
ass
That's why I
and figure-
said you're lucky they're
no,
only
they
going back
already
to
said day
one.
one. Day
That would
one.
be a total waste of time in the story to do that.
It's
I
part
just
of
hope
the story. Her
they don't
point of
spend
view is
too much
part of the
time.
story.
No. We
She's
didn't
the
even
main
get to see Joel
character.
and Ellie 5 years. We didn't even get to see them. We got snippets of her birth one day a year for 5 years.
She didn't say they was doing that. She said, "Yeah, to be glad they're not doing it." So ain't no need in you going off on a
because
tangent.
if they did it, that's what I'm trying to say. If they did that, I'd be salty. Because we didn't even get a 5-year history of Joel and Ellie back before, in between what happened this season.
I just hope they don't spend too much time in the next season on her perspective. Okay,
it's going to be the whole season.
3 days.
At least
it's going to be the whole season.
I hope not. I hope it's not
because
longer than that.
Yeah, it's going to be the whole season, I'm sure.
No,
I
don't want that.
Prepare your minds for it.
And are we going to have an abbreviated short-ass season? Because this was an abbreviated short-ass season. And this is an abbreviated short-ass finale. It wasn't even 50... What? It was 51 minutes long? It wasn't even a whole hour.
Well,
the next season 3 is going to be the last season, the final season.
So it needs to be a full-ass season is what I'm trying to say.
Well, a lot of people think that the reason why this season is abbreviated or shorter, it's only 7 episodes, is for commercial purposes.
I'm sure. And money. Because, honey, this season has cost them some money.
Yeah.
Just the first, 3, 4, 5 episodes alone with all those big
avalanches.
They've had to do.
I mean, that
avalanches.
Whole, yeah.
1,000 ass big fucking people running.
All those extras. Yeah.
All those extras.
That weather they were in.
That was software. Some of it was software too, but still, I'm sure it's money too because they have to pay for all this stuff. But I don't want the whole. If it's 6 episodes, 7, hopefully it's 8 or 9 because the first one was 9. I don't want half of that to be Abby. At most 2 episodes, 3. Okay, 3 days
at the most.
I can tell you now that's not going.
That's not going to be it.
Ellie.
It's not going to be it.
No,
they have
it's
to
going to be
Ellie.
They will.
No,
after about 4 or 5 episodes.
Exactly. In the finale.
Yep.
Well, there better be more Bernard.
Oh, you will get more Bernard because he's with Abby.
Right. He's the only part I look forward to out of those 2.
Yeah.
Other than seeing how she got to them so fast. I mean, ain't nobody else been able to find them, but she could find them that quick. And she came out of wherever she was hiding from her own peoples and found them. Magically.
Well, according to Jessie, it wasn't hard to find them in the theater. So I'm not surprised that Abby found them. This is her city. She knows her way around. If Jessie could find them so quickly, Abby can find them. They're in her territory.
Yeah, I guess so. We'll find out, I guess, but hell. It's going to be 2 years.
It's going to be a long time anyway.
It's going to be a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time.
Maybe our saltiness
and on top
will wear
of that,
off.
I don't even have the lure of Pedro finance Pascal to keep me interested.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested because I like the story and the show. But now, they done killed the main interest for me. Whatever. Anyway. And then, I don't know. I'm just still I'm salty about the fact that everybody's salty with her about why she wants revenge. We already know why. Why they act like everybody don't know her. And they're writing that into the story. Anyway. We have some feedback, y'all.
Let's see what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah, let's see what everybody else thinks.
You sound salty like Jessie.
Yeah.
I am salty like Jessie, but not at Ellie. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I had to let that out.
Let it out.
Okay,
let me get to the first one. I think it's one from last week.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So our first feedback is from Jazzy. Hey, Jazzy.
Hey, Jazzy.
And it's on the price. which was last week's episode.
Okay.
Hey, sisters and fam. It was really great seeing Joel, but this episode really should have been the first one in the season. It was a good episode for the questions we all have, but a whole episode in the middle of hunting Abby was a little out of place, in my opinion.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but if it would have been the first one,
it wouldn't have
had
meant
the
as
same
much to me. It wouldn't have had the same
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah, maybe not.
because we were like, why is she so salty with Joel?
And also,
That's true.
we were missing Joel at that point too. So
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it was a whole flashback episode, I could hear Sister J screaming, well, shit. And Sister K being happy, laugh out loud.
That's right.
I was happy. I was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, I was saying,
Joel saying he... I need another flashback. They need another flashback for season 3. At least one episode. Okay. Joel saying he couldn't let her die because he loves her was heartbreaking, especially knowing what happened to him. But I'm glad to see that their last interaction before his death wasn't the party. Ellie being more awkward than usual in some interactions makes more sense now. I thought she lied to Gail in the hospital and that she wanted to go out with Joel and said that they were better now to Jesse the day of, but he was already gone with Dina. Looking forward to everyone's feedback. Jazzy. And then she does have a PS. The book Gail is reading, Earth Abides, was a pretty good post-apocalyptic limited series on MGM Plus, if you haven't already seen it. The guy from the Vikings is in it. Oh,
Ragnar
I didn't know it was an actual show.
Okay.
I have to check that out. Earth Abides. Okay. Thank you, Jazzy.
Thank
Thank you, Jazzy.
And you're right. Last time I did think she was lying to the doctor in the hospital and Jesse about, we made up. But she wasn't.
But yeah, she wasn't though, evidently. But yeah.
They thought she was lying too. So we weren't the only ones. Thank you, Jazzy. I don't think Jazzy had one for this week, but let me double check. Nope, she did not. Okay, so our next feedback is from Jaden. Hey, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden.
Hello, sisters and Sister Speak Nation. This is Jaden from Queens. Hey. Didn't say any feedback for episode 5 because I didn't find it that interesting. So here's mine for episode 6. So this is last week's. This episode was absolutely phenomenal. Great acting from Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. It was nice to see Joel again and watch him deal with the teenage shenanigans Ellie was putting him through. The porch scene was terrific. I found it way more impactful in the show than in the game. Ellie making amends with Joel and attempting to rekindle their relationship only to have it snuffed out by Abby makes it more devastating. Also, I had no idea this season was only 7 episodes. Right. When I saw the preview for next week, I said season finale in confusion and shock. We definitely could have gotten 2 more episodes at least. I agree.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This is all. Looking forward to hearing from you this week, Jaden. Thank you, Jaden.
Hey, Jaden. Totally agree. We could have used another 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's get the day 1 Abby shit done this season.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, day 1 gonna take at least 2 episodes.
No,
probably.
stop.
I think so.
Well, that could have been our last 2 episodes.
And then day 2 is going to take on another 2 episodes. And then day 3, which is where they're at,
Fuck that.
is going to take another one. So that's going to be at least 5 or 6 episodes. And then they're going to get to the encounter with the
showdown.
Watch.
You think this is a salty podcast? Wait till season 3, episode 1.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be salty.
We're already salty about it. We don't even know what's coming.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, and I'm gonna be talking shit the whole season if that happens.
Yeah.
The whole season.
It's gonna be hate watching it.
You better gear up.
Yep.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Jaden also had an email for this week, this finale.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Hey, sisters and Sister Speak Nation. This is Jaden from Queens. Wow, this episode was brutal on a physical and emotional level. Jesse pushing that arrow through Dina's leg was crazy. I'm surprised they didn't show it. I'm surprised they didn't show it happen up close. Ooh. But maybe that was a good thing because that might have been too much. Yes, that would have been. I didn't want to see.
Yeah,
all
we
that.
don't need that.
Just her crying and stuff was enough
Was
for
enough.
me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. When Mel got shot and opened up her jacket and asked Ellie to get a knife, I was like, please, HBO, do not show another botched C-section. I'm
right.
still traumatized from House of the
Because
Dragon.
you
House
know
of
that
Dragon.
HBO
Right.
likes doing that
Yes.
shit.
Mhm.
Don't they?
All them damn
Yep.
bursts in
Mhm.
Hot D. Ooh, Lord.
Mhm.
Don't they, though?
Mm.
Somebody is sick over in HBO.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me go on a little tangent. Did you
Oh,
notice after watching, I don't know if it was in the app or if it was on, whenever you watch it, it now had a little thing that says, coming this summer, Max is going to be
Yeah.
HBO Max.
They're going
Well,
back
haven't
again.
they been that? That's why they started.
Yeah, that's where they
Listen,
started.
we have never stopped calling it HBO Max.
Okay.
There you go. We
Hello.
never stopped.
We ain't never called it nothing but HBO and then HBO Max.
Right.
But now they
Get
had
your
the
shit together.
nerve to put it on like a little advertisement. Oh, coming
Really?
this
Like an
summer,
announcement.
Yeah.
Coming this summer, Max is now HBO Max.
They don't know what the fuck they're
That should
doing.
have just been an inner office memo because
Right.
viewers already.
We've already been
Oh
down
my
this road.
gosh.
I want to know, truly, I need to know how much money did they spend going from Max or HBO to HBO Max to then Max. And now
And
they're
then
going back to HBO Max. And
Yeah.
why, HBO Max, would you take the lesser of the two fucking names?
Yeah.
HBO
Max.
is way bigger than fucking Cinemax.
Way bigger.
Why would you
Yeah.
ever change it from fucking HBO in the first place?
Yep.
Somebody screwed up.
That's a good question. That's a
You could have
good
gave
question.
me that salary for that person
Hey,
who did that.
they paid some consultant to tell them that shit.
Yeah.
What you
And to
bet?
turn it back.
What you bet?
How
Switch
many
it back.
years later?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That burned me up too when I seen that. I was like, you know what? Okay. I'm just on an HBO irritation.
Ooh-wee.
Okay.
I know.
Jaden goes on to, well, I don't know about y'all, but that kind of stuff, I'm like, really? Y'all done made us change the fucking name and now you're going back anyway.
Stupid.
Stupid. Okay, Jaden goes on to say, the ending was devastating. Even though I knew it was coming, it still hurt. R.I.P. to my boy Jesse. You were a real one. Also, since he voted no against going to Seattle, I wonder who was the third person who voted yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maria, probably. That's who I think.
Yeah,
I think Maria was for it, but she wasn't going to come out and say that.
I think so too.
It was the old guy, wasn't he the third one?
No, he wasn't on the council.
He didn't vote.
Yeah, that's right. It was only the council.
Not going to lie, I'm not looking forward to seeing the third season being solely on Abby.
Yep.
Thank you, Jaden. Me neither. Not looking forward to it. I know it happened in the game, but still, I just don't like her that much.
Thank you. That's what we're saying.
Thank you.
Y'all gotta get over it.
Thank you.
Everybody claims that once you see her point of view, you're going to change your point of view about Abby
will
and
not.
really like her.
That's
I
why
already know
I'm
I'm not.
curious.
No, because I've
I
known
don't
Joe,
think my opinion's
Joel
gonna
longer.
change, but
I don't
curious.
I'm not even curious. I don't care
I
what she
am.
thinks. I don't
We
care
already
what
know
her
what she
point of view
thinks.
is.
We already know what her point of view is. We've seen that. in whatever episode they introduced us to her, whatever that was, 3. This is all. This is all. I hope you ladies have a good day, and I'm looking forward to hearing you guys discuss this episode. Jaden.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thank you, Jaden.
You said what we was thinking, Jaden, at least a couple of us. Stay cool up there in Queens.
Okay.
I think it's going to be hot this summer up there.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope not for y'all. Yeah. Y'all going to be burning up.
It might get up to Boston. I don't want that.
Okay. Our next feedback is from Jackie. Hey, Jackie. How y'all doing? Hey, lovely sisters. I'm sorry in advance for my silly feedback because I couldn't bear to talk about how deeply sad it was for me for Joel to desperately yearn to be a father and how much it meant to him to give Ellie a childhood and actual birthday cakes because he never had that with Sarah. And he broke his last promise to Sarah about getting a cake. And oh, I can't stop listening to Pedro singing that song on repeat. And my perimenopausal ass is in shambles over this man who is willing to sacrifice his relationship with Ellie to save her over and over again. Sigh. That was all one sentence.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, Jackie.
And some of it was in caps. And I am with you, Jackie. Love to you and the Sistah Speak fam. And she has a voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, sisters and Sistah Speak family. This is Jackie from Silicon Valley. Just saw the episode. Loved all the flashbacks, obviously. I think I'm just, like, I don't know, a thirsty simpleton because I honestly could just watch a whole season of Pedro playing Joel and just doing woodwork. Like, just episodes after episodes of just him doing woodwork, like, just working with his hands, playing with power tools, frowning that beautiful frown over
I'm
like
with you,
wood,
Jackie.
you know, stuff like that.
No.
I think the best thing about this episode was how you have this through line of just all the parents are just doing the best that they can. It's just a story about parenthood, right? Where they gave the flashback with Joel's dad, which according to IMDb was Javier Miller, which kind of hot. But the fact that they included his dad's watch in that scene, I thought was really beautiful. And it kind of made more sense to me now because I thought Ellie's delivery in that previous episode where she's like, I'm going to be a dad seemed very goofy to me. But now I kind of see exactly where they were going with it, where Joel is just like, I'm going to give you this little bit of parenting advice. It's the last bit of advice I'm going to give you before I get a hole-in-one. But yeah, like, just I hope you do a little better than I did because as parents, you just do the best you can with the resources that you have at the time. And that's that. I just thought this whole episode was just so beautiful. And I hope Pedro gets his Emmy finally because the work that he did was so gorgeous. And I think maybe like the biggest plot hole for me was the scene of him being very lonely and very sad in his bed. And you're telling me that in all of Jackson, there's not a single horny neighborhood lady who's not telling her friend during patrol, like, hey girl, I'm like ready to risk it all for that super sad and super angsty hot guy, Joel. There's no way. That's the biggest plot hole, I think. The lack of holes for Joel in Jackson. Come on. But another great episode. I can't wait for the finale, and I'm excited to hear all of your feedback. And of course, Nate says, hey, sisters. Love you, ladies. Bye.
Thank you, Jackie.
Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Okay.
You're funny.
Hey. Oh, Jackie, you are hilarious.
Not
You
the
have a
hole in
good
one.
Oh, man.
The hole in one.
Hole in
That is so
one.
cruel.
That was
Ooh.
bad.
Mm.
But I agree. There were
Oh my gosh.
There was nobody crying a little bit extra hard
That's true.
Right.
when Joel died,
True.
Come on now.
throwing themselves
point.
over
That's
his
a
little
good point.
It
gravesite.
is. Yeah.
That Joel! Not my booty call Joel!
My boo.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That was a
Male,
plot
female,
hole.
whoever. Nobody was crying over him.
Yeah, plot hole. I'm with you.
Plot hole. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jackie. And I think, if I remember, the cake he was supposed to get was for his birthday. Back when Sarah was, I think they were celebrating his birthday that day when he forgot to get the cake mix. She was going to make him a cake.
Oh, yeah.
Because she had got him his watch fix for his birthday.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a good thought that he didn't get to see her grow up. So he was trying to relive all that with Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think Jackie, she did have one for this episode. Let me do that one.
Okay.
Before we move on. Hey, lovely sisters. I learned my lesson last time and submitted this feedback for the final, for the finale more expeditiously. Thank you, Jackie. HBO really loves making you whisper, "Fuck them kids," to yourself under your breath, huh?
Yeah.
And in Sister J's case,
we don't say it under our breath,
yelling
though.
at the screen.
I know.
Jay's voice in your head.
First, it was Ollie in Game of Thrones stabbing Jon Snow. And now it's the Seraphite little shit. Yeah, that little Children of the Corn girl.
Yes.
That's right.
Creepy kid.
Yeah.
Creepy ass. Thanks for another great season, ladies. Love to y'all and the Sisters Speak Nation. And she has another voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, lovely sisters. This is Jackie from Silicon Valley. Just finished watching the season finale. A couple moments that made me laugh out loud, including how Costco is like a base camp for the wolves, which can't get any more Seattle or Kirkland signature than that. The wolves are finally relatable to me. Awesome. Costco.
Yeah.
The second time I laughed was when Jesse confirmed that Shimmer the horse was fine. So I think that clears up for Ozzy John with Horse Watch. And now he's free to continue his agenda for forced breeding in the apocalypse. So
Right, Jackie.
good job. Good on you, Ozzy John. You're set to go. You're all good. And I think this season, I see the through line for, season 1 was more about fatherhood. Season 2 is about motherhood with the parallels between Dina and Mel, and with Ellie as, like the monster at the end of the book. And she is actually the monster at the end of this season. I feel that it's been interesting for me. The pacing seemed okay. I'm not sure if I'm as super compelled to keep going with the story in terms of Abby's story and Isaac's story. I know Sister J is probably yelling right now because I know I'm just like a Pedro simp. But truly, I think there were some like good moments where, in the library, they did have that little callback with a stuffed giraffe on the table, which harkens back to season 1 when Joel allows that moment of childhood for Ellie to just, feed the giraffes, which I thought was a really sweet throwback to that. So I think season 2 was fine. I think for me, obviously the most compelling stuff was Ellie working through all the things with Joel. I'm excited for season 3, especially if you ladies are at the helm again. And I can't wait to hear everyone's feedback. And love you lots. And of course, Nate says, hey, sisters, bye.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
And again, hey, Nate.
I know we'll be back for season 3, but how well we'll like it, how well we'll talk about it, remains to be seen.
It's going to be, it's going to depend upon what they do.
You'll find out.
We'll find out, but we'll be here.
2.5 freaking years.
Did they say it was going to take that long?
Well, this one took 2 years.
2 years.
Well, it was about 2 years.
But where are you getting it's going to take 2 years? Only because
I'm
this
just
one
going
did?
by this season. Yeah, I'm just going by this
because
season.
it could be since according to the people that play the game, this is all part of the game 2. It seems to me they may have already,
Well, season
Well, that
2 is
would be
also part of
nice
the
if-
game. That didn't stop them from taking 2 years.
Well, that's true. I don't think it's gonna be 2.5 years.
I
I
think
don't
it'll
think
be
so.
I hope not. It would have been nice if they had went ahead and kept filming so we could get it sooner, but I mean, doesn't seem
Yeah.
like they do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Seems like they're going to be in Seattle for a little longer, so they got it all set
Yeah.
up. Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
I know,
Yeah.
like you already got everything set up. Just keep
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it could be, but anyway.
Thank you, Jackie.
All righty.
Okay, our next email is from who is this from? Shane. Hey Shane.
Hey, Shane.
Shane.
Subject line is anti-flashback. So this is for
Oh,
I think last episode.
the price.
Hey sisters, I'm so glad this show and you ladies are back. I listened to the podcast, but I still love hearing about your lip gloss colors and your cocaine white Yeti mugs.
Oh.
That was hilarious.
LM.
That was so good.
Like, how did she come up with cocaine white?
We were like, where'd that come from?
He says, please do a podcast for Will Trent and or The Wire. I will listen to the shit out of those.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
We are
as-
doing a wire.
We are doing a wire.
We're gonna do a Wire. and
Wire
we
rewatch.
Yes.
absolutely. We don't know when we're gonna start, so just stay tuned. We'll announce
Yeah.
that when we know.
Excited for that.
And then,
Yeah.
as far as Will Trent, we all absolutely love.
Love.
Will-
Love.
We
Trent.
love and watch Will Trent
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Yes,
faithfully.
Yes.
Yes.
great.
Yep.
It was a good season.
I don't know
this year.
if we should
Yeah.
start a
Yeah.
podcast now. It's now we're going to be in season 4
Season, like,
soon,
4?
So
Yeah, so probably
late.
not.
probably not,
Mhm.
but it's a great show. We
Yes.
could do a talk about it one day though.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
might do that.
A random conversation,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
maybe one day. Just have to stay tuned. Find out. In regards to Last of Us, I really didn't need a whole flashback episode. Shane, come
Thank
on.
you.
Oh boy.
A flashback
Thank
episode,
you, Shane. Thank you, Shane.
especially with the short season.
Especially. Yeah.
There's obviously going to be a huge cliffhanger, and we'll have to wait another 10 years for season 3 to come out. We
Yeah.
went from 2 years to 2.5 years to 10 years.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
And dang, aren't those girls loud? They even whisper loud when the creepers are about to pounce in the abandoned building.
Yep.
That sign- Where's that sign language that they used in the first episode?
You know what? They do have a little sign
yes.
language.
Yeah, what happened
Yeah.
to that?
Yeah.
They said,
Good
forget that, let's
point.
just have them talk.
Good point. point.
That's a good point, though. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is a good point. Okay, that's all I got. Thanks for being something I look forward to all week. Do the wire! Exclamation point, please. Shane.
Okay.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Shane.
Yeah, we
Well, I'm
will
glad
when
to
we
know
figure out
Shane
the date.
is excited about the
Yes.
wire.
A lot of people are, and when we
Yeah.
have a firm date, we will announce it though.
Yes,
we
we
will.
will.
Yes.
But we're
We're trying
definitely
to-
doing it.
Come up
We're
with when we're
excited,
going to
too.
start all that.
Yeah, we're excited for it too.
Yeah.
Because only one sister has never seen it.
Yep.
That one down
That
right
one.
there.
Mhm.
The rest of us three, we've all seen
Yeah.
every,
I hope I can
every
handle it.
single episode.
hope
You
I
can
can
handle it.
Single.
You can have it.
Yeah.
Handle
you
it.
can
Yeah.
handle it.
You can
Yeah.
You can.
It's a good series. It really
Yes.
is good.
Okay. Well, we going to do it. We'll let y'all know when we get it together.
yeah.
So stay
Yep.
tuned. Thank you, Shane. Oh, and then I think did Shane have a second email? Let me check. Nope, did not.
Okay.
Did not. Okay, our next feedback is from Shalita.
Hey,
Ah, we were missing you this season.
Yeah. Where you been?
Okay, her subject line, because she has good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Joseph has great ones. So Okay, The Last of Us season 2, episode 7. That was the end. WTF? What the fuck? AKA, I'm not enjoying this show like I used to. AKA, all these people are terrible. AKA, I legit miss Joel. I know I do too.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do too.
Yep.
Hey, sisters. Hope everyone is doing well. My short but rambling voicemail is attached. Just sigh. Until next time, Shalita from Philly, and let me play her voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, sisters, it's Shalita from Philly. I'm making this recording on Sunday night at 9:58 p.m.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but I'm not happy. I've been disliking Ellie all season. I miss Joel.
Jay.
I'm pretty sure Jesse's dead. and I'm like, I knew he wasn't going to make it out of the episode. And it's just like, how did that bee even get in there? I don't like anything this season. That's basically what it is. I'm not like, the only time I think I genuinely liked Ellie was for most of her birthday episode until the very end, because she snitched on Joel, but you know what you gonna do. But she's just been unlikable all season, and Jessie was right. Like, she's thinking, now I understand wanting revenge. I understand, I do. But it's just, I can't. Now all these people are dead. You know, she didn't save that baby. I'm like, after the woman died, couldn't she at least have maybe tried to cut the baby out? At least made an attempt to save the baby. I'm not feeling it. That's basically all I gotta say. I was not feeling this season. I don't like the abrupt way it ended. I'm not a video game person in any way, shape, or form, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm guessing, from what I hear, though, I don't even know. But I'm guessing we're going to get Abby's story next. I don't know. I don't like her either. Nobody's likable anymore. Like, you felt for Ellie, but now that she's supposed to be grown, it's like, girl, grow up. I can't. I can't with none of this. Okay. I can't wait to hear the podcast, though. Hope you guys are doing well. And until next time.
Wow.
Thank you, Shalita. Thank
Shalita,
you.
you over there going through it.
Dang.
Hey, but you know what? I'm with you, Shalita, because
on some of it.
that's another. That's a very good point, though, Shalita. I think the reason why the Ellie character gets on my nerves so much is because she's supposed to be grown now. You know,
Y'all, wait a minute. 19 is not grown. We all know.
Oh, please. Yeah. She grown. She's in the apocalypse for
grown.
years and years and years. She know better.
I don't care if you're grown. 19 in the apocalypse or if you're 19 in 2020 damn 5. Even though they think they're adults, they are not grown. They don't know shit. They think they do, but they don't. And only older people know this, because you realize how much growing and maturity you get in your 20s.
True.
That you should not be considered adult really until you're about 25, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Some people it take them till 40.
And some don't never get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I don't care where they're at. She's not really grown. She's still trying to learn. But the problem is she hasn't had until Joel any stable
parental
life, parental guidance. And now she has it, and now he got.
Yeah. Now she's going to be a parent.
She's going to be wilding out, which she is. But I'm with you. I don't care about Abby's ass. I only have 2 questions for Abby's ass, and I already talked about them. And beyond that, I don't care. What else they gonna do though in the show? Is but to keep on with this revenge storyline.
Well, that's why it's going to be the final season, because there's nowhere to go after this.
No, there's not, because there's not even a 3rd game. I don't think there might be one coming, but I don't know. Anyway. Thank you, Shelly. We are so glad that you finally wrote in.
Yay!
I wish you would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah. I do too. Because I enjoyed the season as a whole. I'm complaining about this episode, but I really haven't really complained much the whole season about anything. So, All right. Our next piece of feedback is from Omar. Hey, Omar.
Hey, Omar.
Hey sisters, it's Omar from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Kakalaki.
Cackalacky.
And this is my thoughts on the last new oh Lord, I reversed that, on the new Last of Us episode and the season overall. Overall, this episode, like all of them this season, for me was great. And I honestly was anxious the entire time because I knew how Ellie's 3 days in Seattle was going to end because I played the video game. And the changes they made to this section, particularly the scene of Ellie almost getting lynched, and when Mel tried to get Ellie to do a C-section on her as she was dying, was the most surprising moments for me. I actually cried more at Mel's death in the show than in the game. Oh, you cried? Oh. My thoughts on this season overall is that while it has many differences from the game, I still enjoyed it just as much. Ellie's character in this season and in the show in general, while Ellie and Joel both are like their game versions in all the ways that matter, it's how they are different from the original that makes them interesting to me in the show. Joel in the show overall, outside of the obvious changes made to him, like being older than his game counterpart, is softer, kinder, more emotionally tormented, and emotionally vulnerable than his game version. For example, game Joel would never be begging Tommy with tears in his eyes for him to take Ellie to the Fireflies because he's afraid he can't protect her, like the show Joel did in season 1. I do remember that episode. And Game Joel also wouldn't ever outright say to Ellie, I love you, because Game Joel is a lot more stoic, emotionally closed off, and at times is more of a grumpy old bastard than his show version. He is a man of few words, and the few words he does say along with his actions speak for him the most. Ellie in the show is a lot more immature and impulsive, and according to the writers Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann, has a fascination with violence. For example, that is her watching with an intrigued look on her face as Joel beat the soldier to death with his bare hands in the season 1 premiere, whereas Game Ellie is a lot more innocent in a childlike way than immature, to the point that she has a lot more than show Ellie is. Let's see. I got lost in there.
Me too.
The show Ellie is disturbed and horrified by how violent the world and Joel can be sometimes. In fact, if you kill a person in a very violent fashion in the video game, Ellie will yell out, "Holy shit, Joel!" or "JC, Joel," because I don't say those words. The JC word, Ellie in the game has a few moments of immaturity, but it's not as prominent in the game versus the show. Yeah, we know that part. Ellie in the show is yelling at the top of her lungs that she's immune or joking around with Dina on patrol. The game Ellie never does that at all, in the fact that she's a lot more dour, moody, and borderline depressed in the game, even before Joel dies, and it's very sad to see. None of these changes to the characters...
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm almost done. None of these changes to the characters are bad, just different, and I'm waiting until they completely adopt the whole story before I give my thoughts on which version I like better. That's all for now, sisters. The next time you'll see me is either next season or any other shows you decide to do podcasts on. But until then, this is Omar signing off. Bye.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you, Omar.
Sorry, I got lost. Yeah. It's a lot of text and no period.
Yeah, it was a lot of text.
No punctuation.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But thank you, because we don't play the game, so we don't know how the game is. Yeah. So that's good background for that.
So see, to me, that his comments kind of validate what I personally felt, in that a lot of this stuff that is irritating to me, they are writer and director decisions, because they're trying to push whatever. Because
in the game, she's apparently not like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to make her like that on the show either, because we get it.
Yeah.
She's impulsive.
We get it, but
it.
Beating it.
They're beating it over our heads. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We get it. We get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. We hope you follow us on our other shows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our next feedback is from Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Her subject line is feedback for season 2 finale of Last of Us, aka Flip Flop, aka Mirror Mirror on the Wall. Hey, sisters.
Yeah.
Last feedback for this season. I have thoughts. Love all you guys do, Sarah. And let me play her voicemail.
Okay.
Hey sisters, this is Sarah from the UK with my feedback for season 2 episode finale of The Last of Us, aka Flip Flop, aka Mirror Mirror on the Wall. I knew this episode was going to be intense the minute that we started with the opening credits. I was like, okay, this is going to be a hold on to your butts, and I was not wrong with that guess. But there are a few things. Let's start with flip flop. So apparently Joel didn't deserve to die the way that he did, regardless of what he's done, and now apparently he did deserve to die the way he did, because of what he did. Yeah, no, sorry, Dina, I ain't with you on that one. Pick your side, let's go. Secondly, Mirror Mirror on the Wall. This episode had my head spinning around like that bird from The Exorcist. We've seen a scene just like that. That's how Joel did a torture. That's how Jesse approached something. That's how Joel... I think it's meant to do that to us, but honestly, it left me spinning. Saying all of that, I do have a few questions around the episode. Why didn't Ellie tell them about the spores? I thought she'd at least have told Dina, who knows she's immune. She could have lied and said she put a gas mask on when she traced Nora. I feel as though that would be quite an important point to bring up while she's having a heart-to-heart about the fact that she did know what Joel had done and tells Dina. I'm not quite sure why she left that out, to be honest, but there we go. Secondly, we know Ellie can't swim. Because in season 1, she told Joel she couldn't swim when they were wandering through that hotel and it was only knee-deep water and he took the mickey out of her about it. Right, so we know she can't do that, but apparently now she's an Olympic swimmer who can manage to swim to a shore in the middle of a storm with big waves. A boat. And speaking of the big waves, that gun, you're telling me that it's been submerged in water for God knows how long it take her to cool skill swim across to the island. And apparently wafting a towel at it is enough to dry out. And while we're on the point, she can drive a boat. I wouldn't even know how to start that. Like, Ellie has been leveled up in some way that I don't even understand. So, anyway, moving on from all of that, this was an amazing episode. It does tell us that we're set up for a season 3 of at least the beginning, seeing things from Abby's point of view and where the story is going to go, and I'm in for it. Honestly, the story writing with this has been fantastic. Performances are great, and I've loved it and can't wait for season 3. Thank you for covering this season. I've laughed my arse off on every episode that you've done, and I'll catch you soon. Sarah, out.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
I must say, though, I love your accent. I just love it.
Yes.
Oh, and she said that bird on The Exorcist.
She did, that bird.
I love it. I love it. Oh, my gosh.
You bring up a really good point about Ellie in season 1, and she can't swim.
That's right. Yeah. We forgot that episode.
Olympic swimmer all of a sudden.
They must have left out a whole montage of her getting swimming lessons and learning how to pilot a boat.
Yep.
In the Wyoming lakes that they have.
Oh, please. It's frozen up there. She ain't done none of that.
It's not frozen in the summer.
Well, that's true, but
yeah, something.
Yeah, I mean, really, that just really irritated me because I thought, wait a minute, come on,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Anyway. Well, look, come on, y'all. Thank you, Sarah. We are so happy that you've been with us the whole season. Sending your feedback. We loved hearing it.
Yes.
Okay, our next email is from Ozzy John.
Hey, Ozzy John.
Hey, Ozzy John. Hey, sisters. Here is my feedback for the finale of Last of Us Season 2. Extra feedback that I forgot to put in the voicemail is that I did say the game jumps the shark in this episode. However, the pace of the show is helping because one problem the game has is that it's way too long and outstays its welcome. Cheers, Ozzy John. Let me play his voicemail.
Oh, wow.
Hey sisters, Aussie John here with feedback for the Season 2 Last of Us finale.
First one, horse and guitar watch. Well, weren't they boring this week? Just a mention of Shimmer and guitars. Well, towards the end there, didn't they? They just stood next to some. Anyway, point 2, TV nitpick time. And how did that wave get Ellie to the island? And if they were floating, how did she only land 10 metres away from her boat?
Mm-hmm.
But I know I should let those things go. It's just TV nitpick time.
We don't.
Point 3, Ellie's choice to go to the aquarium. I'm sorry, game nerds. And this is a Joseph-style game. Spoiler alert. The game, this is where the game jumps the shark. Get your couch ready. Sit down, get ready to sit down on the couch because this is as good as it gets.
Oh.
And my last point,
It's as good as it gets.
my last point is, don't worry, no apocalypse baby jokes here. More, because of my apocalypse baby jokes, I'm going to have to address the wife tribute time because she is a fucking champion. Now, she has come up because of my apocalypse baby jokes, but babies is all she's ever wanted in life, and I have been able to provide her to be a stay-at-home mum, but
Nice.
she has wanted more kids. I've only been able to give her a 12-year-old and a 2-year-old, but they are awesome. But the real reason for the tribute is she did pump out those babies. One 7.5 pounds, one 8.96 pounds. She pumped both of them out drug-free. So, yes, she come up because of apocalypse baby jokes, but she would be the best one in the apocalypse to keep us going. Anyway, that's me done. Aussie John out. Have a good one.
Thank you,
Aussie
Aussie
John.
John.
Thank you, Aussie John.
I would like to give a shout out
And
to
wife.
Mrs. Aussie
Yes.
John.
He is.
I mean,
Yes.
you deserve a medal.
Kudos.
Absolutely.
Oh, kudos to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is pumping them out.
Mm.
All I gotta say, Aussie John, is yes, you and Mrs. Aussie John can keep the population going. Don't
Go
bring
for it.
any of us into it.
That's right.
He can obviously handle it with no drugs,
Yeah, y'all got
but I
this.
am not one
Yep.
of them people.
Yeah, y'all got this.
Y'all got it. Thank
She's
you.
good to go.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Now,
you,
what
though,
about
for-
the game?
He said
like,
the game, this is as good as it gets. So
This is as good as it gets. This episode right here. He says, so you can go sit on the couch.
he's saying that if nothing else really happens because it's too long. The game is too long.
Oh.
That's what he said.
So does that mean
No action in the next.
after this 3 days is over, with Abby's point of view, there ain't nothing?
Well, think about it. She either going to shoot her or they're going to recruit her. Think about it. That's their choices. They're going to either shoot her or recruit her.
Well, we already know she shot.
She shot.
Somebody shot.
Yeah.
Somebody shot somebody.
Somebody shot somebody.
Now,
So, you know.
we didn't talk about this, but Dina was not in that room.
Right.
No.
Dina has been in that back dressing room.
that
area.
other area. Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
does
Dina
have a
could
gun.
have snuck
Dina has a
out.
gun. So, yeah.
And shot Abby.
Well, I'm
and
sure
shot
Dina
Abby.
has hobbled her way up because she had to hear all the ruckus.
Yeah.
Hobbled her
Yeah.
way.
Hobbled her ass up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the people brought up a point that I didn't consider, and that is, it could be maybe Jesse is not dead. He's shot, yes.
Y'all
But
didn't
she
see his
is-
eyes open?
Jesse's
Yeah,
dead.
he's
dead.
Jesse's dead.
He's
He had
dead.
a shot
Oh,
right
okay.
in his
Dead.
face, and his
Dead,
eyes
dead.
were open.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
He gone.
Yep.
Gown,
Well, yeah.
gown.
Yep.
He gone.
Gown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he,
no
he ain't
question.
coming back.
No question.
Now, Tommy was alive when we seen him.
Yes.
Dina
Yes.
is alive somewhere because she wasn't in
Yep.
that main room.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the
that's a
only
good
saving
point.
grace with this situation for Ellie is that Dina sneaks around and gets Abby.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, Dina was not in that room. So
Yeah, she wasn't in
Yeah.
that main room. So,
Thank you, Aussie John.
but
Thank
that
you,
makes me
Aussie John.
worry
It's been
about
a
the last
pleasure.
season about if it's going to be boring. Well, it will with Abby's point
That's
of
what
view,
he's
but,
saying.
Well, but
Yeah,
you know what? Some people will like it and some will not.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the way
always the
everything
way.
goes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But one thing I can appreciate about Abby, she doesn't do like Ellie. When she shoots somebody, she doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
She sure don't.
Boom.
Yep.
No time to talk.
Bam.
No time
There
to.
you go.
I let you live. You wasted it. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She didn't even let Jesse put his hands up or say, "Hey, wait." No,
Mm-mm.
she.
No,
Shot.
she was like, bam, boom, bip.
Yep. Yep.
Woo.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Aussie John and Mrs. Aussie John. Okay, our
Yes.
very last email for the season is from Joseph.
Hey,
Hey, Joseph.
Hey, sisters. Well, gosh darn it. I was right with my prediction. Oh, he's being so polite right now.
Gosh
Sure
darn
is.
it.
Gosh darn
I
it.
appreciate.
Gosh
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Nabbit.
I do appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Joseph.
Thank you.
I've just now started seeing articles that the part 2 video game is going to possibly be split into 2 more seasons instead of 1. If that's the case, I really hope they just film them back to back like how they did Squid Games season 2 and 3. I just can't with these every other year seasons. Sigh. 2 more seasons? I thought season 3
I
was
don't
the
think so. Yeah, I've only seen that season 3 is going to be the last one.
last one. Okay.
Okay.
First, COVID took away the combo pizza at Costco, and now every year,
Not the Costco combo.
and now every year, seasons of our favorite TV shows.
Oh my
Shaking my
God.
Yep.
head. Let's get started.
Oh my gosh,
What was the
Joseph.
combo? I only ever get cheese at Costco. I never get anything else. What was the combo pizza, Joseph? Okay, he says number 1.
Pizza in a pot, a slice in a pot.
They still do that. I think he means the
I don't
topping
know.
combo. Like a topping combo. I don't know. Number 1. Ellie accidentally killing the pregnant lady was more heartbreaking than in the video game. In the game, the lady didn't ask Ellie to cut her open just to save the baby. I absolutely could not believe that the lady was grazed so closely with the same single bullet that killed the guy. Yeah, that was a surprise.
Shocking.
Number 2. Welp, bye-bye, Jesse.
Shit. You didn't cry.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And actually, when we were watching, when we were whining, when he said the first "I can't die," I said, "Well," and y'all
Yeah,
were like,
you
"What?" I
did.
was like, "Well, that means he's
You
gonna die."
did. You sure did.
Wait.
Spoiler alert.
We ought to explain what wine and wine is.
Oh, yeah. So we get together and we watch things like literally at the same time. So if
All
you're on our
4 of us.
Patreon and like our commentary, so I do a countdown and we literally all press play at the same time and watching the same show, and we text each other like our reactions and comments as we're watching. So we
It's
did a
fun.
wine and wine of Last of Us
Yeah.
finale.
Yeah.
And it's wine.
And so it's wine because we're usually like adult beverage. So WINE wine. And wine WHINE because we are like either complaining
talking
or whinging,
shit.
talking
Whinging.
shit.
Yeah,
Yes. So wine and wine.
it's a lot of
And
fun.
yep, as soon
It's
as
a lot of
Jesse made that comment,
Yep.
Sister K did say, well,
Well,
called it.
I was
there
like, oh,
goes fucking
great.
Jesse.
Yep, you called it.
He ain't making it.
He ain't making it.
See his baby.
Yeah.
Well, number 2 on Joseph said, "Well, bye-bye, Jesse."
Yep.
His death is as shocking as it was in the game. I'm quite glad that we did get to see Abby right at the cusp of the finale and it transitioning back to day 1 in Seattle to see her POV with the whole of everything. If the rumors are true that there will be 2 more seasons after season 2, I think it would be enough to tell the whole story of the video game. The game itself was long AF, which is what Aussie
That's
John
what Ozzy
said.
John said.
Yeah.
From part 1 movie version being approximately 6 hours on YouTube to 12 hours for the part 2 movie version. Damn.
Yeah.
Hope the next season will air next year so we won't be waiting too long for a Sistah Speak The Last of Us podcast. Hear y'all next time. Joseph from Las Vegas.
Thank
Thank
you, Joseph.
you,
Joseph.
Yeah. Somebody on social media said that there was a YouTube video where you could watch people playing the game starting from season 1 and season 2. That's 25 hours long.
Oh, sheesh. Wow.
No way.
No.
Well, I'm going to let y'all know now. I'm not waiting another 2 years, so I'm going to find a YouTube video of somebody playing because I want to know what happens.
Dang.
Well, but see, it's my understanding, though, that people that play the game, that the way it's structured is not like the TV series, in that when you're playing season 2, it's back and forth and back and forth. So maybe an hour you're playing in Ellie's point of view, and then the other hour is Abby's point of view, like back to back, and not one and one. That's my understanding.
Still, you would find out what happens.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, I'm not going to watch 25 hours.
I don't
fast
care
forward.
enough to even watch a YouTube video on people playing game. I'm not a gamer, so
I'm not a gamer, but I'm curious to know what happened. And
I kind of want to know too, but I don't want to know for half a fucking season.
No.
Well, let me know when you do that, and then you could just give me the answer.
Okay, deal. You know how we do. We share
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all all so much. All of y'all who wrote in to our feedback. We loved hearing from you. Thank you all for staying with us the whole season, working through our crazy complaints and things that we see in these shows. That's all part of Sistah Speak. And we just being us, seeing all these weird things in all these shows. If you'd like to see more of us, if you haven't been on our website, sistahspeakproductions.com, we have like Sister LM mentioned, we have a Patreon page, which is patreon.com/sistahspeak, where we have a lot of content there that is not public. And so go check us out to see what we have to offer over there. We have tiers as low as $1. So, and we also Patreon has now started free memberships. So there are some free memberships. You can just join up different people's Patreons and get whatever their free offerings are. But one of our lowest tiers is $1, so you can join for that or just join us for free. We will be back, as we mentioned, with a Wire podcast, and we will let y'all know as soon as that happens, either on Patreon, on social media. We do have a Facebook page, which is Sistah Speak Nation. We have our group, Sistah Speak Nation is the group. Our Facebook page is Sistah Speak by itself on Facebook, and we will announce it somewhere in one of those areas, so you will not be.
And we also have a YouTube channel,
which I think most people would be watching us on youtube.com/sistahspeakproductions. And at one of those areas, you will find out about some of our upcoming things that we'll be doing soon this summer. All right. Well, it has been a great season. Thank you, sisters. It's been a lot of fun. I am Sister K.
And I'm Sister J.
I am Sister LM.
And I'm Sister A.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Till next time.
Bye, everybody.
One last time. Them kids. We out.
Them poor kids.
Don't stand